Before I begin this video, I want you to know that I'll be posting this website online. You can easily access it using the link in the description and in the comment section. So without further ado, let's move on to using this website. I'll be demonstrating how to use this website, and I'll be running every single commands and edits that are in this website documentations. So node version, we will simply copy this over here and paste it. As you can see, we are in the downloads folder. So this is the directory I'll be working with. Node version, I have 24.11.1. So let's check the npm version next, which is 11.6.2. Now let's move on to not npm install, but we will first initialize a Vite project. So simply npm create Vite at the rate latest. So latest, I'll be going with the default settings here. Just project name will be Vite project. So you can change this if you want. Then I'm selecting a variant. Okay, this selected vanilla. I don't want that. So how can I go back? Operation cancelled. So let's create this Vite project. Vite project. Okay, I'll be choosing React, then TypeScript, then with the default settings. So this will install dependencies and initialize a Vite project. Let's move on to what the project directory looks like. There will be a source folder src. So in the Byte project, I will not be creating this images folder, places images assets here. Rather, I'll simply move on to index.css page and copy this code and paste it there. So it has not finished. Okay, it has finished. Let's look at this website here in the localhost. It should give us a default. Okay, this is running. Now we will be jumping on to the code of this website using our VS Code editor. To open the VS Code editor, I'll be temporarily shutting this down. Then we will run uh, code. I have navigated inside the app.css file. I will clear all the contents of this file and paste the code that I copied from my TypeScript and source index.css file. I'll be needing only global styles over here. So let's just paste that, save the file, and move on to the next file. Now there is app.tsx. I will not be needing this file, so let's just delete the app.tsx file. Then index.css file is here. So this was index.css file, not the app.css file. So okay, I will be copying and pasting this file, save the file. Then we will move on to main.tsx file. So main.tsx file is like this. Now I have already deleted the app.tsx, so I don't need this. Instead, I'll create a component called my component. First, I'll have to create this file. my tsx file. Then I can simply call my component. Okay, still I cannot call. So first I will copy the code of my component over here. My component, custom component, my component.tsx file. Then I'll save the file. Then I think I can finally call my component. Okay, component like this from my component. Now let's run this project with the command which is in node.js, which is npm run dev. I'll copy this command npm run dev and paste it over here. This will locally run the white project. Okay, here is component which is running. Now let's edit my component page a little bit so that you will be able to see. Let's edit the file into component is running. Save this quickly and reload this. Now my component is running. Okay, now let's move on to the next file, which will be TypeScript main.tsx my component, then es.config.js. We don't need to edit this file. This will be created once you create the byte project. Index.html will also be same. You can change the title of the project here. And now let's move on to editing package.json. I'll just copy the package.json file and delete this package lock.json file and paste this package.json file over here. I can change the home page and I have to delete the comments. Now let's cancel our project locally. Then we will run this command, which is node.js npm install over here. I can copy this. Then I'll run this npm install command. This will install the necessary packages I modified in the package.json file. Then it will create a new package lock.json file. While it does that, I can show you another postcss.config.js file. Postcss.config.js file is not here, so I'll create a new file, postcss.config.ts file, and I'll paste this. It will work on both css config and js or ts, so better it's js if it's js over here. So just rename the file. Then I can move on to tailwind.config.ts file. I'll copy the file and create a new file over here. Tailwind.css.config.ts. Let's look at tailwind css. Okay, this is the file. Then other files, tsconfig.app.json, we don't need to edit. Usually we don't need to edit this file. Then tsconfig.json also we don't need to edit usually. Then tfnode.json also we don't need to edit. Then we will edit white.config.ts file. I'll be pasting the code for white.config.ts file over here. Then I'll be changing this base into white project. I think white project. Let's quickly check all the other files. Node.config.ts I don't need to edit. I don't need to edit. Tail.config, it's same. In the package.json I will be changing this GitHub repo into white project. Now, now we will move on to the GitHub section for uploading or changing. My component will be rendered over here. Okay, that's fine. So let's move on to this GitHub page. First, let's clear the screen. Then I will check from here the Git version, Git version. Okay, it is there. I will initialize the Git repository. Initialize empty Git repository. If we see it in the our code editor, we will see a git ignore file created over here. I simply need to commit with the initial commit. Not will be committed. Nothing is git add to track. So first we have to git add, then we will git commit with the initial commit, then remote add origin repository name. So github dot my username is repo is white city project. Now we will push origin master. I think I'll get an error because I do not have the Byte project initialized. Yes, this GitHub repository does not exist. So I will quickly create this GitHub repository. It is running. Once I have initialized my GitHub, now I'll try the command push origin master again. So this has pushed it into the GitHub. Now I will run the command to deploy using ghpages npm run deploy. Npm run deploy. It will build the project. Since there is no errors in the project, I think I'll be able to show you the final result very quickly. ghpages-dist. I can show you this components. My components. I added some CSS and my components looks like this. So my components looks like this now. I have added some Tailwind CSS and another border. So let's look at the live preview. The live preview is like this. Now we'll be looking at the GHpages deployed version, which is Byte project over here. As you can see, this URL, my component is running. I have not deployed my locally running project. Now I will deploy this locally running project to the GitHub by using the command npm run deploy. It is building, it's checking. As you can see, I'll get no errors and warning this time, because last time I had created this tailwind.config.ts file wrong. I had written tailwind css, so I have corrected it. And now it GHpages does it this. What happened? Did I use another command? This is published, so it has not said published, but the command is, there should have been a published over here, just like before. Published. So we'll look at the published site once it compiles in the GitHub. Now everything is done over here. You can simply visit here and refresh. So it is running already. So I think this is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video. I made a lot of mistakes, and you will also make a lot of mistakes in your journey, so keep learning. Thank you.